Greetings, gamers! Pokemon Emerald with only one Cacneo was a brutally tough run, but now it's time for one that'll hopefully go a bit smoother. Today's the day I figure out if I can beat Pokemon Brilliant Diamond with only one Starly. Taking a look at its stats, it's incredibly clear that this is your standard Route 1 bird. We have abysmal bulk and mediocre attack and speed, even for a first stage Pokemon, and by level up we really don't get much. Besides Brave Bird at level 37, it's all useless first form bird stuff. Even looking at our TM learn set, our coverage is awful. Our strongest non-flying or normal moves are Steel Wing, which has 90% accuracy for some reason, and U-Turn, a bug-type move. Like always, I'm writing the script as I go through the challenge, so all this part is being written before the run started. Go ahead and leave your comments down below guessing whether or not I can win. I think I've got a good chance until the league, but they have competitively built teams in this game, and I'm not sure if we can even make it to Cynthia. Let's give a quick rundown of the rules. In combat, I'm only allowed to use Starly. In other challenges, I've been able to catch other Pokemon for HMs, and while we don't need those in this game, I'll allow them as long as they're not used in battle. No items are allowed in battle, only Pokeballs to catch Starly on Route 1, hold items and items outside of battle are allowed. With all that out of the way, make sure to like, subscribe, and ring the bell for more, and let's get into it. We start by picking Chimchar, so the berry eventually has to Steel-type Empoleon, the hardest for us to beat. We catch a Starly and name it Patrick.
Is this the Krusty Krab?
No, this is Patrick.
The earlier routes are a bit tough considering we're below level 5 this time around, but we make it to Jubilife City alright. After taking out pretty much every trainer we can find, Barry's pretty easy. So far we haven't run into any roadblocks, but we're taking a while to KO anything that's not 7 levels below us. I'm not looking forward to Roar because we're definitely gonna have to grind. Yeah, let's probably level a bit considering we just lost to this gym trainer. I'd say level 20? Ugh, this is gonna be awful without speed up. At level 20 we give it a shot, but we're not even able to get past Geodude. They have Rollout and we just don't have the power to break through. If they miss Rollout at the end there though, maybe we can KO with Quick Attack? But then his next 2 mobs would probably just have seen the kill and taken us out. Maybe a few more levels? The grind already sucks. We're not even getting a level per trip, and we still can't outgo the absurd amount of Geodude north of Orberg, which are unfortunately the most XP we can get. What an awful run to have picked for console. At level 23, we're almost able to 3-shot Geodude, but the defense curl's out of range. Brings us to 2 HP with Rollout, but we're able to barely take him out. Onix is out next though, and even though we get a focus ban from a Wild and Shock, he hits some rocks to take us out. If we're lucky, Endeavor and Quick Attack could take him out, but Cranidos after would probably still mess us up. I don't have the patience to grind anymore though, so let's have a few attempts. Eventually, we get this run where we crit Onix, taking it out, and then use Endeavor to get Cranidos below half health, and take it out with a Wing Attack after, letting us finally beat this brutal fight. After that, every trainer is pretty much a breeze, considering how much of a grind that was. I'm hoping that Mars of the Valley Windworms won't be too difficult, but there's no telling. Her Zubat's a one-shot, and her Bregly isn't much of a problem, though it does chip us down a bit. From here I want to catch some Apomp for pickup. While it's true that they're technically not essential to the run, the rare candies they'll give us will speed it up quite a bit, and the chance for things like leftovers are always nice. The run is going to be difficult as it is, potentially even harder than the Unknown run considering how tough the league is, so make sure to stick around. Alternatively, I realized the next day that Pachirisu can be found in this route, so we just caught 5 of those. Well, after that, we can sweep the Grass Gym, and our next real challenge is Jupiter and the Galactic base. Her Zubat's obviously a one-shot, but my heart drops as her Skuntank takes a third from Wing Attack and retaliates with a nasty Flamethrower. We hit her again, but she poisons us as her Citrus Berry heals her up to half. We take her out, but then we faint to Aftermath. We technically won because of the Pachirisu, but I'm gonna count it as a loss and reload the save since that technically didn't count by the rules of the run. I'll teach Thief so we can steal her Citrus Berry and try again. This time, the Citrus Berry gives us just enough health to survive the Aftermath damage and 6 HP winning us the fight. We ride down Cycling Road on our way to the Fighting Gym, which should be another sweep. We're really coasting off the level advantage in good matchups right now, but I'm sure that'll all come to a halt with Fantina or Wake. Also, the Dark type coverage from Thief is really nice. The fact that the 60 base power in this game is really convenient. We get to Hearthome and guess what? Surprise berry fight. Starly goes down in one hit, and Prinplup just sets up Stealth Rock as we 2-shot it. Ponytail goes down the same way after getting off a Growl, and last is Roselia, another Oko. Pretty easy, but Barry could get real tough later. On the next route, we grab the Steel Wing TM, which will let us hit Rock and Ice types as well as Fairy types. Pretty nice, but the accuracy is going to be annoying. It's time to the Fighting Gym though. Meditite's out first and it's a one-shot. Machoke goes in Aerial Ace on a Sliver though and retaliates with a nasty Rock Tomb, and even though we outspeeded on the follow-up, Lucario just takes us out with a Drain Punch right after. Let's get to level 40 real quick and try again. Actually, we get Brave Bird in the next route at level 37, so I'd say it's worth another shot. Lucario still outspeeds us even without the speed drop, and even if we whip from Friendship or Focus Band, Brave Bird just takes us out with Recoil. Bad stats are coming back to bite us, I guess. Well, since these games give us a bit of freedom at this point, let's move on to Pastoria as we gain some levels. I'm not expecting much, but let's go ahead and challenge the gym. Gyarados is out first, so our attack is down the entire fight. We take out more than half its health with Brave Bird, but it freezes us with its follow-up Ice Fang. Luckily, we thaw it instantly and take it out, but Quagsire comes out and burns us instantly with Scald. I'm starting to realize why they removed this move. We stall with Roost, but we're barely able to get any damage. Eventually, we get our burn healed through Friendship, and Brave does over half, but it takes us out on the follow-up. Let's try again with the Citrus Berry, we might be able to make the Floatzel at least. After a bunch of attempts, we're unable to get past Gyarados without taking huge damage, so I probably need to either max out my Friendship or get more levels. In BDSP, Friendship has fun benefits like doubling the crit rate of your moves and making opponents' moves less accurate, which should help us a little in this run. We try our luck at Maylene again, and we get 2 Friendship-based crits in a row, and outspeed Lucario, getting some easy win and showcasing just how much of battling is based on not abusing your Pokemon in these games. At this point, all we have to do is beat Wake, which will probably be no easy feat. I'm predicting that we'll have to be level 50 or 55 at least, but it'll probably be even higher. Also, a funny little thing I noticed, but I've never cared enough about these games to get Fly, and it uses a star after. Hey look, Patrick, it's you, but way better! And yet it still can't be good in any competitive tier it's not banned in. Well, after getting up to level 45, let's have another quick shot at Wake. Gyarados does big damage to us before going down, as usual, and we manage to stun out Quagsire for a bit, stealing his Stamp Rock accidentally with Thief. This actually hurts us quite a bit, as Floatzel outspeeds us after hitting a big Ice Fang, and we can't steal its Citrus Berry after to heal up, so we take ourselves out with Brave Bird Recoil. That was brutal, but I think we can maybe win if we crit Gyarados and don't mess up on Quag. Well, after a few attempts, we get this run where we not only crit Gyarados, but Quagsire as well. We heal with our held Citrus Berry as Floatzel comes out, and it misses its Ice Fang, letting us hit Thief for crucial chip damage and steal its Citrus Berry, letting us live the follow-up Ice Fang, avoid a crit, freeze, and flinch, and heal just out of range of Brave Bird Recoil, letting us take it out to win the fight with one of my luckiest battles ever. I'm still reeling from that. We had no right to win that fight. I'm so distracted still that I'm completely blindsided by this berry fight right after. Luckily, he's a total sweep, as his Starly is still also unevolved, respect to him honestly. We chase a Galactic run all the way to the lake, running completely past him at one point, but we Oko his dumb little cat when we, catch him. Cynthia gives us the secret potion to get past the Psyduck and reach Celestic Town, and since we still can't fight Fantina for some reason, we might as well do that. We reach Celestic Town, and after beating up a terrorist real quick, get some Surf TMs, indicating that we can challenge Fantina now. So let's go do that. Drifloom's out first, and it takes big damage from Thief, but lives and burns us with a Will-O-Wisp. We take it out in the follow-up, but Gengar comes out next. We dodge its Sludge Bomb due to Friendship and Roost, but the burn's still hurting us. We do a bit of chip and go back and forth, managing to stay alive, but eventually we take a direct hit from Sludge Bomb, which does enormous damage, and we go down to Brave Bird Recoil as we take it out after. Let's try again with some different strategies. Since Willow was such a problem, I equip a Rossberry to deal with it. We bring Drifloom with Thief, then heal off the burn and take it out with minimal aftermath damage. However, Gengar comes out, outspeeds us, and brings us to 2 HP with Sludge Bomb. It's clear now that we'll have to dodge that, since grinding without speed it causes us to Oko Drifloom with Thief, making us take much more damage from Aftermath. On the next attempt, we get this run where Gengar just goes for Confused Ray, but we break through and Oko it anyway. However, Miss Magius after also outspeeds us, bringing us to a sliver with Dazzling Gleam and causing us to, of course, go down to Brave Bird Recoil right after. Maybe if we can Oko with Thief? On the next attempt, we get almost as lucky as the Wake battle, dodging Gengar's Sludge Bomb and getting the Oko, but Miss Magius lands a Confused Ray right after, causing us to hit ourselves instead of hitting Thief. I thought we were doomed, but Patrick pulls the most clutch dodge in the run, dodging the Dazzling Gleam, breaking through Confusion, and using Roost to get out of KO range. This lets us live D-Gleam comfortably and take Miss Magius out with Brave Bird, living on 2 HP, hanging on by a thread but winning the fight. I swear, people ragged on the friendship mechanics, but they make for some super hype solo runs. Now though, I'm expecting the run to screech to a halt. Byron's next, and he's the Steel-type gym leader with a resistance to our best damage output and huge defense stats, along with a Magneton if I remember correctly. First though, we have to deal with Barry. His Starly has finally evolved into Staravia, meaning our attack is down the entire fight from Intimidate. We Oko it and the Heracross after, but we have to roost on Ponyta, letting it get off on Agility. The next turn it outspeeds and lowers our attack further with Growl, but we still two-shot it as it just goes for Agility again. Prinplups out next, and we deal less than half its health as it hits a Charm, dropping us to -4 attack. We get into the yellow as it minimizes our attack with another Charm, and we go for Roost to try to heal. However, his follow-up Brine does huge damage, so we have to go for the Brave Bird. Luckily, we have just enough power left to take out its remaining health, and Roselia afterwards goes down in a lucky crit, winning us a close battle. Man, Clear Amulet would have been really nice to have in this run. Well, considering how you can't even get past Byron's first gym trainer reliably, we're gonna have to grind. I don't even care, we're getting to level 60 before attempting anything in this gym. We make it to Byron, and Bronzor's out first. We do most of its health with Thief, but it sets up Trick Room and Sandstorm before we're able to take it out. This lets Steelix after outspeed us while we're also taking chip damage, but we manage to stall it out with a Roost. We out-heal Gyro Ball, but just barely, but eventually his PP runs out and we bring him to his first full restore. We get ready to stall again, but whoops, the game freezes. I mashed A on this text box for a full minute and nothing happened. Very high quality product, Nintendo. Ah well, we probably need a few more levels and a different item anyway. Bastiodon has Stone Edge, which despite its 70% accuracy nerfed by a friendship boost, probably Okos us. Let's bang Moist's full restores on Bronze Ultras. While with some friends, I finished grinding to level 65 and decided to have a crack with the gym, so here have the sloppy recorded footage on my phone.
Now it's time to take another shot at
That's
the
just
steel
how I'm
gym.
gonna look in 10 years.
Byron.
That's so true.
Bronze or Patrick Cynthia.
Yeah.
Starling.
Alright, now let's see how much we do with Thief.
Patrick.
Oh, that is good. That is good. That means okay.
Uh-oh.
That means it's gonna be wasting its full restores here. Alright, we also got leftovers from the Pachirisu, so those are healing us now. That's very, very nice. That is not very, very nice. That is also not nice.
My sports commentary is that I love Pachirisu.
That's so real.
Sports commentaries.
Now it's time to spam Roost and hope we don't die. Alright, let's see. I think we want to use Thief here. I think that's gonna get it into range. Yeah. Without recoil. Uh-oh.
Crap.
Okay, no paralysis. No paralysis. We're good.
I have so much. Wheelie constantly getting harassed by medic and engineer.
This is gonna like turn out really awful if I actually have to use this footage. Thunderfang again. It does like way less damage than Gyro Ball, which is really nice. I think Thief might just KO. So let's. Yeah. Okay, we're good. We are on to Bastiodon. And Patrick is the hydrogen bomb. Alright, Sandstorm goes away. Got leftovers. This Bastiodon has Stone Edge, which is really not good. We have Roost. Let's see how much this does on a non-super effective hit. Yes! Okay, we dodge at least. That's very good. That means we can get a hit in with Steel Wing. If we get a defense boost, that's really nice. Stone Edge. Okay, it does. Oh, that was with a crit. Okay, it does a little over half of the crit. And then we can use Roost, get rid of our flying type for a turn. So it'll do even less. Okay, that's 3. I think we're just gonna have to stall it out of Stone Edges, since we can do that. That'll work.
It was Wheelie's original.
Ugh, that's annoying.
Which I named.
It dodges, okay. That's 4, I believe, right? That's 4 Stone Edges. Oh, okay, so good news.
Step hand.
Good news, it is out of Stone Edges. Bad news, it just hit us with a flash cannon and lowered our special defense. So now it has Thunderbolt. So that's gonna do a lot of damage. Yeah. Way too much damage. Okay. Roost.
It's called Rat.
Okay, that's fine. We live another one. Unless it crits, which it won't, because it just won't. Steel Wing. That's one more hit. Okay. Don't get paralyzed. Okay, we're good. We're good. We win. We win. Okay. We are fine.
I hate that Bastiodon.
Real. Oh,
I was worried you were gonna miss for a sec.
No, that's 100% accurate.
Okay, sick.
And that's it. I have to use this footage now.
Can we get a sandwich can?
Yeah,
Sandwich
Sandwich
Cam.
Cam. Real. You're on YouTube now.
Oh,
Congratulations.
Heck yeah.
Minecraft. I want to be on YouTube. Can I
Okay,
promote my
set-
shit?
Yeah.
Only
I'll link
censor
you in the
the hack
description.
I'm starting
Real. Alright. Now back to the actual, like, pre-recorded, pre-written script part of the video. Bye.
Well, would you look at that? In the strangest of places, Patrick finds a way. As explained in the video, we've got lefties through pickup, which is really nice, since we can stall much more effectively now. We've got some tough fights coming soon, and the closest of them all is Candace's Ice Gym. I think we might be fine with a few Iron Plate boosted Steel Wings, but Weavile outspeeding us is probably my biggest fear. At least I'm getting more rare candies through pickup and scouring the region with the help of Bulbapedia. Team Plasma goes down at Valor Lakefront, or whichever one this is, without a hitch, and the same happens at Verity, but now it's time to head to the iciest part of the region, our worst nightmare. Except for Patrick accidentally evolving in the middle of Mount Coronet, forcing me to reset. Thank goodness for autosaves, or I would have lost way too much progress there. We managed to make it through though, and now it's time to take on the Ice Gym. Snover goes down to 1 Brave Bird, but its hail is cancelling out our lefties. Medicham goes down the same, and now Sneasel's out. It outspeeds us, but luckily just goes for Honed Claws, letting us take it out in 1 Steel Wing. A Boma Snow's out next, but we take it out in 1 Brave Bird, living the recoil in red health, and winning the Ice Gym on our very first try. That went great! Unfortunately, the Electric Gym is basically our ultimate challenge. We can't hit them super effectively, and they hit us in return. We'll cross that bridge when we come to it, I guess. One bridge we'll have to cross now, though, is the Galactic HQ, where we fight Cyrus and Saturn. Cyrus is a sweep, and while Saturn's Bronze Ore confuses us, we manage to barely get past Toxic after some bad confusion luck. With that, we can head up to Mount Coronet for the conclusion of the Team Galactic storyline, but before fighting Dialga, we have to take down Mars and Jupiter in a multi-battle with Barry. We start by taking out Barry's Munchlax as they just set up Reflect and hit a weak extra sensory. Then, we focus down Jupiter, eventually taking her out, but Barry's Star After is worn down, causing him to send Heracross. Mars switches in her Golbat, but we take it down easily, and she doesn't last longer against 2 Pokemon. With that, the Lake Guardians Ex Machina Dialga out of danger, so Cyrus does a his fit and decides to fight us. He leads with Haunch Crow, who goes down to 1 Brave Bird. Gyarados is up next though, lowering our attack for the rest of the fight. Brave Bird does about half as we're frozen from Ice Fang, but we instantly thaw and heal up with Roost. One more Brave Bird takes out the Water Onix, and Crobat's up next. It sets up Tailwind as we hit a Brave Bird for half its health, but hilariously it gets a Quick Claw proc after already outspeeding us, even without the Tailwind, but it's no match for a level 69 bird. Nice. Weavile's out last, but since it doesn't have an Ice type move, we're fine to just take it out in a couple of hits, winning us the fight. Finally, there's only one obstacle on our way before we reach the Elite Four, if you don't count all of Victory Road. And also the Barry fight right before that could be a problem. Okay, well, but definitely an obstacle. The Electric Gym is probably going to be an issue, and I'd be surprised if we can beat this before level 75 or 80. First try the gym, and we're brought to red health by a Volt Switch from Raichu, who goes out to Ambipom. We hit our Brave Bird, and despite taking it down, we feint to recoil. Clearly this battle isn't going anywhere until we can somehow outspeed Raichu. After running a few calcs and finding a very handy spreadsheet with every trainer's movesets along with their IVs and EVs, we can deduce that Raichu's speed stat is 150, a whopping 28 points higher than our 122. We need to get somewhere between level 90 and 100 before even Victory Road to win this fight without a huge grind. I think I'll try to grind for a run where we can both dodge the Volt Switch on our 10% friendship bonus, and maybe try to find a Bright Powder off of a Wild Wurmple to boost our odds, and then land a crit Brave Bird to Oko Raichu. We can't legally get a Choice Scarf, so the options are either this or grinding. We'll see how far we get after Raichu and go from there. Alright, after an hour of grinding in Eterna Forest, I make it to Volkner and forget to save, but then shock myself by dodging and critting on the very first attempt. However, we get paralyzed from Raichu's static, leading us to be unable to heal before Ambipom takes us out with a Thunderbolt. Guess there's nothing for it but to grind by now. Let's go ahead and get to level 80 and see how we do. Well, check this out! While I was grinding in the Grand Underground, I found a shiny Pelipper. I can't use it, of course, but I'll send it over to my Scarlet save and maybe use it in a VGC team soon. I hear Pelipper's a pretty good mon these days. Unfortunately, it was one of the 1 out of 100 down here to not have Drizzle, which sucks because Drizzle's a lot more useful. Alright, level 80. Raichu still outspeeds us, but Volt Switch hits much less hard. We Oko the Ambipom that comes out afterward, but Raichu's sent right back out. We get hit again, but luckily hang on due to friendship at 1 HP. Octillery gets sent in and we Roost, but we have to Brave Bird again to take it out before it can hit us hard with an Expert Belt boosted Charge Beam. Raichu gets sent out again, but we can't clutch out another lucky friendship proc and we go down. I think not outspeeding Raichu is the main thing hurting us here, but for now we'll just get up to level 85. The grind is pretty slow at this point, even with the higher levels of the Grand Underground Pokemon, but luckily, Pickup and scouring the region alongside Bulbapedia have given me a good supply of rare candies, enough that I won't need to grind anymore, so I won't have to suffer through this footage you're seeing on screen soon. Alright, at level 85, the battle goes about the same. I'm gonna see if we outspeed at level 90 then. At level 90, we're finally able to outspeed and Oko Raichu, but Ambipom after still outspeeds us, and due to getting paralyzed due to either Raichu's static or an unlucky Thunderbolt proc, we try to stall it out with Roost and get a free friendship heal, but no dice. We eventually just have to take the Ambipom out, and a lucky dodge against Octillery means we go into the Luxray fight with as much health as possible. Unfortunately, Thunderfang does over half our health, and Brave Bird doesn't even do half to Luxray. We don't even hang on from the second one. That was just unlucky. We'll get it soon. On the second attempt, we make it to Luxray and get 1 hit away, but we're brought to 2 health and paralyzed off of Thunderfang, and don't get a clutch friendship bonus. Unfortunate doesn't begin to describe my series. Okay, attempt 3 was wild. We're paralyzed off of Ambipom's Thunderbolt, and I thought we were doomed against Octillery, but we toughed it out on 1 HP and heal up with Roost. We have to Brave Bird on the Focus Energy though, meaning another risky turn against Luxray. The fact that we've even made it here is crazy, but what's even more crazy is the perfectly timed Thunderfang dodge letting us heal back up to almost full. The follow-up brings us pretty low as we do less than half with Brave Bird, but the very next turn we live on 1 HP again, letting us Roost to a little over half while curing the paralysis. With this, we're able to get to full health with another Roost and dodge yet another Thunderfang, and we get off another Brave Bird, getting Luxray 1 hit away once more. It all comes down to whether we get paralyzed off this Thunderfang, and we don't, letting us finally beat this absolutely brutal fight. Well, I'm exhausted after that, but there's still quite a way to go. With only 10 levels of wiggle room, I'm not sure we can even go through the Elite Four, let alone beat Cynthia's competitively built team. The Barry fight before is sure to be tough, but with a bit of luck, I'm sure we'll be able to pull through. BDSP's friendship boosts have low-key been carrying us through this run, which isn't surprising. They're really strong, even without resets, though not exactly reliable. Here we go, first try of the Barry fight. Staraptor's out first, so our attack is of course down the entire fight, and it has a focus sash gunning over Brave Bird. Luckily, it just sets up Rain Dance as we KO Thief. Heracross comes out, but it's a Queen Oko, as are the Rapidash and Snorlax after. Then Empoleon comes out though, holding a Quick Claw. One unlucky proc and the fight's lost. He doesn't get it here though, letting us roost out of brine range. It's a slow battle of attrition with our attack being dropped further by Charm, but eventually we're hit by a badly timed Quick Claw proc and go down. On the second attempt, Snorlax was actually the problem. Without a crit, it's a 2-shot, and it steals our lefties with Covet, forcing us to take them back with Thief. We eventually wear it down, but we go down to another unlucky proc against Empoleon. I think we just have to get lucky on this fight. On attempt 3, we score a lucky crit against Empoleon, getting a hard-earned win as he sends out a Rosary that we just Oko. Man, what a fight! This is a pretty bad omen for the last 5 fights of the run. Well then, we're here. We'll take a look at our stats, though I'm sure we'll be needing to boost them for this run. Level 100 is going to be almost required, I'm sure, but I'll try to beat it as we are. We're still pretty brittle, and our speed is middling. Our attack is also pitiful, even compared to other first form mods we've done run with. Ghastly, Mankey, and even Cacnea were stronger than this. Brave Bird makes up for it, but having to take recoil to do respectable damage is never good. Leave your final guesses on whether or not we can win down in the comments below. Let's do this. First is Bug Trainer Aaron, who starts us off with a very promising sweep. Well, almost, but his last Pokemon Drapion shocks me by outspeeding us and dealing crucial damage with Cross Poison and taking us down off recoil from Brave Bird. That he lives. We can't even first try the Bug Trainer? Man, this is gonna be awful. I conveniently didn't record that footage though, so just have my winning attempt that I also didn't record, so here's a screenshot of Aaron's team, where I don't accidentally misclick and use Brave Bird instead of Stealing. Ignore attempt 2 that I also forgot to record. Also, I'm on attempt 5 right now, and man, this Drapion is annoying. Always wants a crit or something. Also, after way too many attempts, I just got to level 95 with my rare candies. God, I hate this fight. Second is Ground Trainer Bertha. Quagsire takes big damage from Brave Bird and does a little damage with Surf, but then switches out to Sudowoodo. We deal with chip damage to take it out with a Stealing, but we miss, and I thought we were doomed until their Head Smash missed, letting us take it out on the follow-up. Next is Golem, and we deal over half its health with Stealing as it takes us to a Friendship proc, leaving us on 1 HP. We beat it on the follow-up, but her Whisk Cash right after does too much damage for us to out-heal it. Let's go ahead and get to level 100, but we're definitely going to need some good luck to win this one. On this run, we get poisoned from a Toxic by Quagsire. It switches to Sudowoodo, who we nail with a huge Steel Wing, and then take it on the follow-up, but we still haven't cured the poison. Thanks to Roost and a lucky defense boost from Stealing, we're able to stall against Golem. Once we finally heal the poison, we use Stealing, and we've managed to stall out all of Golem's stone edges, letting us take it out easily. Whiskash is an Oko, and a Powder after goes down easily, winning us the fight sooner than I expected. Those Stealing procs are really carrying us. Third is Fire Trainer Flint. I once again forgot to record, but Rapidash outspeeds us, though it misses whatever it used, letting us out. Our run-long enemy Steelix comes out next though, and this one is more terrifying than anything. It's an Iron Tail boosted by Sheer Force and a Life Orb. It outdamages our healing, but luckily it has an effective accuracy of 65%, meaning we have a good enough chance to stall it out with Roost and Leftovers. Hopefully we can make a past after that, but there's no telling. Luckily, it can't drop our defense due to Sheer Force, and we have the ever so slight chance to boost ours with Stealing. Okay, eventually we get this attempt where we're lucky enough to get Steelix down to almost a hit away. We might actually be able to do this without PP stalling. Eventually, we managed to make it past Steelix with 6 Roosts left. We Oko Lopunny and Roost against Riftblim, healing the Will-O-Wisp burn off immediately and Okoing it afterward with a Brave Bird. Unfortunately, we don't get any lucky dodges against Infernape, and it's holding a Focus Sash, meaning we can't just take it out with a Brave Bird. We can do this with just a few more attempts, I can feel it. Okay, eventually, after dozens of attempts, we get this one where we PP Saw Steelix out of Iron Tails and get 2 defense boosts in the process. This lets us take only a quarter of our health and damage from Infernape, powering through to finally beat the hardest fight in the run by far. Man, that was rough. Fourth is Psychic Trainer Lucian, who looks easier. Mr. Mime goes down to 1 Brave Bird, and Girafarig probably does too, but I use Thief and it lives, hitting a Thunderbolt. I try to heal on a second one, but it uses Trick Room, and then I fumble by KOing it early, letting Medicham get in to KO the Zen Headbutt. That was a mess, let's try again. On the second attempt, we make it to Alakazam, who sets up Future Sight as we Roost. We take it out just after as it Nasty Plots, and then Bronzor's out. We do good damage with Thief, but it sets up Trick Room as we're brought to a sliver from the Future Sight attack. Luckily, we hang on for him as follow-up Payback, letting us Roost up out of range and take him out on the follow-up. Well, here we are. The Pokemon Champion Cynthia. Spiritomb takes big damage from Brave Bird, but hits hard in return with Dark Pulse. When we take it out, her Flame Orb Marvel Scale Milotic tanks our hits, does big damage with Ice Beam, and heals with the cover. Brave Bird's recoil is going to be awful here. Heck, this Milotic might even be worse than Steelix. After countless tries, I give up. It's clear that we just don't have the stats to break Milotic without insane luck, and even then, Garchomp and Lucario probably messes up big time. There's just no way that we can beat this fight with a recoil from Brave Bird. Except, what if we didn't have to use Brave Bird? What if there was another option that, while weaker, also gave us more lefties recovery while keeping our health up and forcing Milotic to take burn damage? While I didn't expect it, Fly might be our saving grace here. A couple of days after quote-unquote finishing the run, I booted up one more time to have one last shot. First attempt, we used Fly right as Spiritomb switches out, leading to us getting OHKO'd by an Ice Beam from Melodic right after. Wow, that was just unlucky, let's try again. After fighting Melodic for a long battle, it's clear the only way we're going to get past Melodic is by PP stalling it out of recover. We need to use some good prediction and PP management, but I think it should work. On attempt 3, we managed to chip Melodic down, but we only have 10 Fly PP and 2 Roosts left. We take down Gastrodon, but it halves our speed with 2 Rock Tombs. Roserade comes out, but it misses Sludge Bomb, letting us take it out, though we're poisoned off Poison Point. We outspeed Spiritomb, but Fly misses, forcing us to try to heal stall, but we're out of Roost in a few turns, and we're still poisoned. We take it out, but Lucario after outspeeds us and takes us out with Aura Sphere. Okay, one last saving grace. Rock Tomb, despite its buffed accuracy, has an effective 85% chance to hit us, the same as Fire Blast. If we can just get lucky enough to dodge both of those from Gastro, we're golden. On this attempt, we get a good Melodic, but we're burned going into Gastrodon, meaning we're gonna need to get even luckier to not get hit. Unfortunately, Patrick can't pick up the slack, and we don't even get our burn healed. Okay, clearly this isn't working. I have one more plan though. If we go to the move relearner and replace Fly with Brave Bird, then buy another Fly TM and rerun through the Elite Four, we can make it back to Cynthia with both Fly's utility and Brave Bird's damage output. With that, I think we might just be able to squeak out a win. I'll get back to you guys once I've gone through that. Okay, so the Fly TM is unobtainable after you use the one that they give you, even though they give you multiple of every other HM, meaning we'll have to fight through the Elite Four without the coverage of either Steel Wing or Thief. This complicates things. After looking at the League's Mons, the only thing Thief lets us hit is Bronzong, while Steel Wing is incredibly valuable against Bertha's rock types, and great for the defense boosts. With the plan in mind, let's head back in. I'll spare you the description of the Elite Four fights since this video is long enough already. Alright, we managed to break past Melodic, which is a bit easier with our new Wiggle Room, but Gastrodon overpowers us due to only being 2-shot by Brave Bird. We go down to Recoil due to its high HP, and despite a lucky Scald rather than 2 Rock Tombs coming our way, we still end up with -1 speed. It's clear to me now that the path is Stealing on Spiritomb, AI sees the Gastrodon resist, and she switches to it on a Brave Bird, letting me cleanly KO it. I know that she'll do this about a quarter of the time, so let's get cooking. Eventually, we get this run where we take out Gastrodon and get past Melodic, but Roserade after still outspeeds us, and Poison Point activates as we take it out with Fly. We managed to expel the poison in a couple turns against Spiritomb, but we're still at low health against Lucario, who also outspeeds us and takes us out with an Aura Sphere. Okay, that attempt was unlucky. After running some calcs, both Lucario and Garchomp can only do up to 59% to us. If we get here and they don't see the kill, they might use their setup moves, letting us get past them. It's a slim chance, but I've come this far, and I'm not giving in now. It's been weeks of on and off attempts. Over and over, resetting to this room again. I'm beginning to hear birds singing and see flowers blooming as I load into another attempt just like any other. Sans has nothing on this fight. She leads off with Spiritomb as always, who switches out after taking a Steel Wing. We predict the switch, hitting a Brave Bird into Gastrodon, who goes down after a second one in the next turn. Next is the grueling Melodic fight, where we have to stall, Scald, and Ice Beam's PP with Roost and Fly while using Steel Wing as much as possible to maximize our chance of defense boosts. In the end, we make it out with 4 Roost PP and +3 defense, meaning that if we make it to Garchomp with 1 Roost PP, we're golden. Roserade comes out and it does big damage with a Sludge Bomb, which poisons us. This is bad because we have to stall against Spiritomb to try and get rid of it through Friendship Luck. We take Roserade out with Fly, and then use 3 of our Roost PP against Spiritomb to heal the poison and get residual damage before going for Fly. Our only hope now is a lucky dodge, which we get, taking out the Spiritomb and moving on to Lucario, who just uses Nasty Plot as we KO it with Brave Bird. Now, we're here. It all comes down to whether or not Garchomp crits through our defense boosts. Its first Dragon Claw misses and we deal over half with Brave Bird. The Recoil and Rough Skin bring us to 68 HP after leftovers, but the boosts let us live on 12 and Roost up. This is it. One turn between Patrick and the Hall of Fame. Garchomp locks in its move, picking Sword Stance, letting us use Brave Bird without fear to take down Garchomp, live the chip, and finally defeat Cynthia and win the hardest run I've ever done. Holy shit. I have no words for what just transpired. After I beat that fight, I popped off so hard that I woke up my roommate. They were fine with it. And I'm still in shock. This is definitely the hardest fight I've ever done, but I'm excited to move on to more. Next up, I'm going to be heading back to old game challenges when I see if I can beat Pokemon Fire Red with only 1 A-bomb. Don't worry though, Pikmin fans, I'll have a boss tier list as well as a new assessment of the Forest Naval at around then too. As always, make sure to like the video and comment future challenge suggestions to help this video gain more traction. Also, join my Discord server down in the description and support me on Patreon or Ko-Fi if you want, also down there. It would mean so much to me and let me keep making videos like this for you guys. With that though, I've got some work to do, so until next time, this is Shoot Kapow, over and out. This is going to be awful to edit.